analytics, BI, consulting, business insights, okay, technology. So I've been providing trainings, consulting on Alteryx and on other BI tools and analytical tools as well. Okay, and my educations, Master of Computer Applications. Okay, yeah. So this is all about my introduction and career. Okay, so let's get started with Alteryx. If you have any questions, you can drop in chat box. I will take it from there. All right. So let me display a small presentation on Alteryx. Then we'll get into the hands-on as well as. So I'll be sharing my screen. So hope you can see my screen. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Alteryx. So I'm not sure whether you have heard about it or maybe you might be working on it, right? But this is a pretty, I won't say pretty new, but yeah, it's still new in the market. Okay, and it's been doing well from last couple of years. Okay, and it has got lots of features, tools, inbuilt functionalities, and it enables everything in one software, in one interface, in one window. Okay. So as I said, our agenda would be a couple of slides on Alteryx, then demonstration on 2 use cases. From there, I will take your questions. That will be our Q&A session. All right. Yeah, why Alteryx? Okay, why people are adapting it? Lots of companies are looking for the Alteryx and they are thinking about the Alteryx, and so wherever they have signed Alteryx, the renewal is more than 90% Alteryx. Okay, so they are not able to go out or go off from the Alteryx. Okay, once they have started using it, they get addicted with the Alteryx. Okay, yeah. So if you look at this slide, if you look at the other market tools, what we have in industry, right, where you need to have the multiple tools, one for maybe a data preparations or quality check, second for maybe a data blending, and again, long process, slow, customization is not that easy, configuration is not that easy. Okay, and on top of that, you need to be a IT folks, you need to be a technical background person. Okay, and when you're working on the predictive part, you need to be a data scientist, you should be good at the statistic or mathematics. Okay, when you're working on the visualizations, you need to be good at the visualizations tool. Okay, so likewise, you need to know at least 3 to 4 tools to work on complete package, starting from the data preparations, data transformations, building models and visualizations. Alteryx enables all these things in one software. Okay, that's called Alteryx Designer. Okay, and that's why this is we are the leader. Okay, and provide self-services in data analytics. Why self-services? Because you don't need to write any code into it. You have the inbuilt features into it. Okay, just drag it in your working placeholder or working zone and start using it. Okay, so start using it means what? There are many tools. They also provide drag and drop features, right? But the difference is here most of the tools are either auto configure or would require very minimum configuration, right? So if you compare with any tool which has similar kind of functionalities, only I'm talking about the drag and drop functionalities, where you need to at least provide 4 to 5 steps to configure that particular one step, okay? And you might need to enter a couple of manual steps as well. But here, any tool, either you can configure it automatically, as I said, or in maximum 2 to 3 steps, right? That's why it is very advanced, very automated tools, okay? And these tools enables everything in one platform, as I said, starting from the data preparations, data blending, data analyzing, and uh, developing predictive models, working on the complex data problems and visualizations. Again, in the same tools, you can also deploy your work that you have done in Alteryx. That the entire program, we call it workflow. That workflow you can deploy into your Alteryx environment. That's called Alteryx server. Okay, and from there anybody can take it up. So we have a. I'll talk about that. How do we deploy and what and all options we have for the deployment. Okay, but after deployment, easily anybody can access that particular workflow or report or model or output from that workflow. Okay, so it's easily accessible to everyone. So let's talk about a little bit about Alteryx definitions. As I said, it's a platform, a single platform which provides you, which enables you to handle a large volume of the data without writing a code. So that's a very beautiful line, without writing a code. So that means you don't need to be a IT guy. Yeah, you don't need to be a coder. Without coding, you can work in Alteryx. Okay, and it enables lots of tools, data preparations tools, data blending tools, analyzing tool, that using those you can build your workflow. Okay, and that can be useful, or that can be used as a repeatable workflow, and you can download that output in any format. In current market tools what we have, in those all format you can download that output. Okay, so our next slide is that what and all data source we can connect, what and all data source output we can create. Okay, so before that, I have listed 4 major bullet points over here. Access to all relevant data tools. Yes, Alteryx provide or enables access to all data sources which we have in current industry. Okay, either you will have a direct connectivity to that. You don't need to download a separate driver for that, for direct connectors. If you don't have the direct connector, yeah, for that you need to download driver, and you can use directly into Alteryx environment. Okay, so Alteryx enable many ways to connect to your sources, data sources, through API, through database connections, through flat file connections. So we have different tools also for that connections. Okay, and I've been talking about the preparing data, transforming data, working on the complex data problems. Yeah, it's very easy to work on it. Okay, and you can quickly develop your workflow. Okay, so there's one more line in Alteryx Designer definitions: deeper insights in hours rather than weeks. That is again one more powerful point I would say I will call out here. So if you working on any data problem, a complex data problem, okay, it requires minimum a week to understand an entire problem, to write a script, to design an entire process for that. Okay, and you might need to many times revisit that script, tweak it a little bit, change code, because you might not be getting your desired output from that script. So yeah, lots of modifications required to your script, the way you are moving to the end of the result. In Alteryx, that entire process you can set up in an hour, because first of all, it's most of things are automated. Second, easy to use. Third, very friendly. Fourth, everything is available in one interface. Okay, and changing into workflow is not so uh, complicated here. You can just go back and change your workflow configuration, or you can add a more component to your workflow. So that way it becomes so easy, and you can bring that output rather than a week in hours. So that's one of the, again, beauty. So that's why I was talking quickly. You can create any interactive visuals. Okay. And the last point, predictive. Alteryx enables you more than 50 predictive tools. Okay. It's cover all most of the uh, algorithms what we have, your linear decisions. They are built in a small component that's called tool. You just drag it and provide the data directly to that tool. Okay, it will get you the final outcome in format of report. Okay, so yeah, with 2 or 3 steps you can build your model as well. Okay, moving on to the next slides. So this is I was talking about the data sources, and so we have a couple of questions. Let me take. Okay, so not able to hear. And
No problem, you continue. I think that we have addressed.
all right, perfect. Okay, so the data sources, it's, as I said, it connects all the sources what we have in current industry. You can see the list here. I have listed all the popular data sources. You will have direct connectivity to these data sources. Okay, connecting to these data sources, you can easily blend your data, analyze, and you can share back with these many outputs as well. You can create your Alteryx gallery. You can create an Alteryx website, not website, Alteryx output or report. You can create a Tableau output, ClickView, Power BI. You know, you got all the direct connectivities to Tableau, ClickView, and Power BI. We have the connector in Alteryx from where you can directly deploy your output to these tools. Okay, along with the dashboard. It's not only you will be deploying the data. Okay, you can deploy the dashboard as well. Yep. So we have a connectivity to almost most of the popular data sources. Okay, and Alteryx itself has a couple of inbuilt databases. So you can see I have listed out on the top Experian, TomTom. So these are the databases which enables you the demography informations. Okay, and which is very useful, especially in couple of domains. It's one of them e-commerce and retail, because demography information everybody wants. They want to know where I can open my store, whom I can target as my customer. So that information is already available in these databases. Using these databases, you can easily predict your product launching a zone or area or location. Okay, and Alteryx also provide spatial analytics on these geo objects. Okay, moving on to next slide. Yeah, so these are the organizations. I guess most of the organizations are using Alteryx now. Uh, so I categorize from different domains, starting from retail to technology. So all the bigger organizations started adapting Alteryx. Okay. and you can see over here. So the reason behind it, as I said, it's very friendly to use. You don't need to be from a technical background. You don't need to be a data scientist. Okay, you don't need to be expert in domain and all. It enables you all these things with 1 or 2 clicks. All right. So let's quickly take a look. I've been talking about lots of things about Alteryx and how do we use it, how it enables in 1 click or 2 clicks. Okay, and how can we build a workflow very quickly, and how can we modify it, reuse it. So I have a couple of case studies on it. Okay, I'll not be getting into the so complex things. I'll be keeping in mind that maybe it's a first session for you on Alteryx. So I'll start with very basic, and I'll try to create output, just small insights or a group of the data. Okay, all right. So let me now introduce to you Alteryx software. Okay. So this is how it looks like. Everything in one tool. Okay, starting from your all the input, all the output tools, all the transformations tool, all the reporting tools, predictive tools. Okay, and they are very neatly organized. So on the top you can see a couple of folders in different colors. Yeah, every folder has given a different color, and when you look at the tools under that folder, they are also in same schema or in same color. So for example, if I click on transform, they are in orange color. Yeah, they are in orange color. Reporting, they are in different color. Then yes, all the tools, reporting tools also in different color. When I click on the parse folder, then they are in different color. So very neatly organized over here. All the input output tools you can see in one category or one folder. All the data preparations tools you can see in one folder. All joins related you can see in one folder. Similarly, reporting tools you can see in one folder. Documentation related, then yeah, predictive. You got all the predictive tools over here. As I said, decision tree, linear regressions, logistic regressions. All these are categorized in one folder. Then you have the A/B testing, time series, clustering, so on, many more things. So it has more than 200 plus tools. Okay, and I've been working from a long time in Alteryx, and so far, so I never faced that, oh, I don't have solutions for this problem in Alteryx. Alteryx has the solutions for all these problems. Okay, you might not have the direct tools over here. You can build your own tool as well. So look at this is an input date tool, or this is output tool. You can build your own tool similar to this, and you can deploy over here and on these categories on this folder. Okay, so that's called macro, and that's part of advanced Alteryx. All right, so you can see here 3 different windows. At the left, you can see the configurations. At the right, white window. This is your working zone where you will be dragging your all the workflow tools. Okay, that's called workflow. And at the below, you can see the output of the workflow. Okay, or if any error, any warnings, where the workflow is completed, how long it took, all that information logs in the below information. So everything in one single screen. All right. So this configurations screen, it will keep changing according to tool settings. So if tool this has different kind of setup, it immediately get changed according to this. If I drag tool this join, then it will become screen for the join. Okay, when you want to move to the previous tool, you need to click on it again, the previous screen, as the input tool configuration you will get. All right. So let me see if you have any questions. Okay, I think again, and it's fine now. Audio issue. All right. So before that, let me show you what we're gonna build. So we have a small exercise over here, right? And actually, this is how it looks like your workflow. All the tools are connected to each other, okay? And this is how your data travels. The way you are connecting, keep adding the tools, data will be keep traveling through these wires, okay? And we in this problem, we have three different data sources or different data points. The one data says all about sales or product informations. Okay, what is the price of the product, number of units, all that blah blah informations. And then second data, it's all about the store information, store address, name, and segments where that particular product is available in that store. Okay, the outcome what we are looking, the stakeholders, or you can call it your customer or your client, what is looking immediately, they would like to see, hey, can you show me the sales by consumer, okay, and what is the percentage of total sales. So how quickly you can get it from that three data sources. If it is Excel, of course you need to merge all these three data sources. Then if it is data size issues, difficult to handle all that. If it is SQL, you need to dump this data into SQL, then write your query, all other things. Okay, here, since this is in platform independent, and you can connect any sources over here. You can join with any source data. If one can be Oracle, second can be Teradata, third can be Excel file or CSV file. Still, you can join based on your common key between that. There is no issue with that because Alteryx has their own data types. You won't have any issue with the data type as well, whether that data type's called in Oracle something else or in Teradata something else, but Alteryx has own data types. Okay, so you don't have any issue dependencies based on the platforms. All right, so let's build this workflow from the scratch. Okay, so those three files are stored in one folder, and one is CSV, one is XLS, two are CSV. Okay, so for building any workflows, we would need to connect that data, and for that we got here input tools. Okay, and as soon as you click on this tool, drag it in your system environment working zone, then your screen will pop up a configuration window, and that looks like this. Okay, when you click on the drop down, you can see whether you're gonna connect to a file, database, or a Oracle or a Hadoop system or any other data sources. So then there's again through ODBC, OilyDB, or through any other connections. So OilyDB, ODBC, I think connects to most of the data sources. Okay, this is only through input tool. Again, you have 2 or 3 different input tools which enables you different kind of functionalities. So through this tool, you can connect to databases and files. So we have files. All right, so desktop demo. Okay, so let me connect to any one file, customer transaction. All right, as soon as you click on OK, the file is connected. We didn't, it's a CSV file, so we didn't define what is my separator or delimiter. It will automatically take that. As I said, either you don't need to configure that tool. If you need to configure, will be very minimum configurations. Most of the configurations is done automatically, whether it's a delimiter from where your data starts. It starts from the row line number 1, okay, and what would be your default data size, field length, okay, so that all the configurations done automatically. In left window you can see the preview of the data. Okay, this is how it looks like. So it's ready to use now. You don't need to do anything. We can go ahead and use it. All right. So this is one of the informations. We have one more informations that comes from another file. Let's connect to drag one more input tool. File and customer responder. All right. So to bring that outcome, customer segment and sales, the customer segments comes from one file and the sales information is in another file. So we need to join them. The join is available in join folder. It's fairly easy. Drag it. As soon as you keep closer to any tool, it will automatically connect to that tool. Okay, and if it is not connected, you can connect that tool. All right. So now you can see that all the columns from both the files. One indicate left, second indicates right. That means left input and right input. Okay, and on the top you can see your joining column. So in this data we have a ID column, which is a common column between these two files. So as soon as I click on ID, it will automatically take from the second file if column name is same. And okay, so column name is same. That error what we had, it's gone. That was not error, so it just says that it's not yet configured. So configuration is done, error is gone. Okay, so if you like to see your output till here, so far, so when you click on any output, yeah, let me talk about this join tool before. So it takes two input at a time, left and right, and it creates two output. J is your it's similar to inner join. Left, which is not joined, means the data is left out. That will be there in left, which is not joined with right file. That will be right out. So that's why we have left output, right output, and J is joined data. Okay. So I'll not get into the proper joins. How can we build outer join, left outer join? Yeah, that's possible, and that we will talk it maybe in some other session. All right. So yeah, I was trying to yeah, we are trying to display the output. So you need to click on hit button. It's at the top right. It's very quick. Completed. As I said, you can see the logs over here, and now you click on the tool. From each tools you can see the output. Till here what you had, I had these many columns. This was my output. From this column, this particular input, this is my input. After joining, what has it has become, we got here only these many records join, 312. Okay, and these are the columns what we have. So of course it will carry out all the columns from both the inputs. If you like to drop any columns from this list, you can drop it over here. You just uncheck that which you really don't need. Okay. All right. Then you must have seen in my workflow here, we had two inputs, okay, and they are getting merged over here. The reason behind that, because if you look at the data, we have one more additional data. So the entire data is not customer product information is not in one file. So that is in two files. How can we merge quickly that as well? Okay. So let's first create one more input and connect to that another file, additional, and that is Excel. Okay, that is again a different thing, and the rest two files were CSV, and this is Excel. All right. How can we merge with Excel? We got here union tool. It's a pretty much similar as SQL union tool. Okay, you just connect to this. You don't need to do it. It's auto configure tool. It's based on the column names. It will automatically align to each other. You can validate it. Click on the manual configurations. You can see all of them are aligned to each other. In case the column name is different, you can manually align. You have options to here align, or you can go ahead rename the column. So it's automatically aligned. You don't need to do that. Okay, so now you have the data from these two files. You can disconnect this and join it from here. Okay, so that two files are merged together, and now we are joining with this. So let's see what we got now. Oh, this time we got 341 records. Okay. So what we were looking from this data, we were looking sales by segment. So yeah, so you must be thinking group by. Yes, it's a group by, and we have a tool called Summarize for that. It's not only for group by, it has got lots of features. You can see the list of the functions what we have for the string. If your data type is numeric, then there will be a different list of the functions for it. Okay. So can you see the data type across all the columns is V string. The reason behind it, CSV will be always create a string type of output. Okay, but I'll talk about this later. How can we fix that quickly? So segment, yeah, customer segment, just search for that. It's there. Group it by customer segment. Okay. Now sales. Sales supposed to be summarized. Okay, and that comes from here. Sales. But right now, if you click on the sales column, you are not getting some function. The reason is because it's not a numeric function, a numeric data type. So how can we convert that? You got a tool called select, which is basically for organizing your data types, column names, column order, column size, all that. So I will change it sales to double. That's it. Now check it again. Sales. It's double. And when you see the list, it's changed. Its sum is there. Perfect. This is what we were looking, and customer also wanted to have the percentage of each segment. Okay, how can we bring that very quickly? So to calculate the percentage, we need to have the total of entire data. Okay, so bring one more summarize tool, connect it from the data point, and this time I'll be a little quick and click on sales, sum, price, and you can call it, you can rename it here also, total. See, run it. We got the total. Okay, so now with this total, you can get the percentage. Okay, but you need to merge both of them. You need to have that total column against each row. Okay, so if you want to append, that's called append. If you want to append any data point to each row, for that we have a tool called append. Again, don't need to configure it, drag it, connect it, leave it. You get total over here. Okay, and rest of the columns. Now we need to calculate percentage. Okay, so we got a tool called formula. Here you can write all the formulas. You will have all the possible formulas listed over here. You can see here all kind of conditions, conversions, data time, finance, maths, special, everything, strings. So all the formulas listed over here. Okay, so for us it's just divide by. So all right, so let's create a new column, and that is, we will say percentage of sales. Okay, so if you know the column names, you can directly type it. If you don't know, because it's always provide the hint. So let's say I know sum of sales divided by total. Okay, but this time total is not coming because maybe list is used, but it can. So what you can do, you can bring it, click on the X and bring it over here. Okay, so it's done. Run it. You got the here percentage of sales. Okay, and now you can put this output in any format. You can write this data in a tableau.tde, or the supported formats are, I'll show you. So these many formats are supported by Tableau. So you can see that most of the file type that we use in our day-to-day basis, they all are there. Or you can dump directly to the database. I'm not going to dump there. I will just show you the on the screen itself. For that, we took tool called browse. Okay. So there is no different between browse and what you see on the screen. Only difference is that it enables you to save from this data. And again, while you save it, you get again same window. You can save it in same type of files. Okay. So this is done. Now, customer is happy with this data. Then suddenly they notice, hey, have you included everything? We just need the high priority products from. We don't need everything. Okay, I'll get you in 2 minutes. Go directly to your data points, bring filter, see what is that column name where we have high or low. It's called order priority, and they only need high. Click on this, select that column name, say I only need high, equals to high. It's done. Run it. Now you have the only way data where from they are only high. Okay, clear with this? So one more thing, I was talking about the data types. When data comes from the string, most of them will be string, and size would be 255, but not sure whether 255 is really required. You can see here the customer ID required only 1 digit, and many other columns required, but since it is CSV, so we got a tool called autofill. Okay, just put over here. Okay, and now see what happened to your data. So the select tool should be able to tell you what got changed. So drag select tool after autofill. Okay, so let me run it. Yes, can you see that difference from here to there? 255 to 255, 2 digit, 13, 14, 15, 98. Okay, automatically. it's validate the data size or data behavior. According to that, it changes your size plus the data types. Now they all are properly defined in data types. Okay. Same thing goes for this below one also. So let's do it and run it. Okay. So previously it failed because data point changed. Now we have the same data points, data types from the both the data sources. So that's how you can quickly do it. Okay. So any questions so far with this exercise? Okay. So it's very easy to handle this workflow and very easy to customize it or modify it back. Okay. You can change your data in on the fly. Okay. So I have one question. Let me see. Where is that screen? Yeah, I got the screen. All right. So people are appreciating it. Very impressive. Nice. Thank you. Perfect. So since you might be also working on drag and drop tools, now you can see the difference that with very minimum configurations or no configurations, we are getting the output very quickly. Okay. And talking about the capability or scalabilities, it's really good. Okay. It can deal n number of records, huge volume of the data, right? It doesn't require like multi-core systems, and also to me, like I deal with millions of records, and my machine is very normal machine. What we get is like 10 GB or 12 GB RAM, and that processor what we have, it's processed very nicely that millions of records or in GBs data. Okay, so likewise, it's very good speed wise as well. Okay, so we got here lots of tools to fix your all data problems. Okay, you can convert your tools. You got regex over here, text to column. You got here pivot and pivot, running total, weightage. Okay, you got here the all in-DB database tools, which will directly perform your query in database side, and you finally output the output. What you get finally, that will be the summarized output. Okay. So I'll not be covering all these tools, and since you don't have any questions, then I will move on to the next case study what we have, that how to build a predictive model, a statistical model. Okay, so let me show you first what we have for this session. Okay, so we're gonna build one linear equations, okay, and one stepwise. Then we will see the score between these two models. Okay, so first take a look at the data. So we got here a store data and along with the customer ID. So that one customer has taken away, the food taken away is this much amount, and we have the all required variables from that customer. What is their income, what is age group or family size, children, no children, which region, urban, yes, college degree. Okay, so all possible variables what we required. Okay, that we have it. So just assume that this data is already treated. Okay, we do not have any NAs, outliers. Okay, that can be as that's all data preparation part, that what we have seen, data blending, or that can be done in using this data preparation tool, join, pass, transform. Right. So I'm directly moving on to the predictive tools. Perfect. So let's build this model, and how quickly we can build. Let's see. So I'll connect to one more workflow, and I have that data over here, and this is linear regression. I'll just directly dump that data over here. You can drag data also into that in your workflow from any folder, and it will automatically connect and identify what type of this data. You can see here, you don't need to configure that. Path is automatically defined over here. Okay, perfect. So let's drag the linear regressions. Okay. All right. So I'll not get into the more customizations. I will go with the auto model. So you can customize your model, or you can go with the auto model. So it will automatically, as I said, it automatically define that uh, how many dummies need to be created from this data and what model needs to be run. Okay. So on the top, it's just name of the your model. You can name it LM, linear model, and you can select your predictive variables. It's food away, and you can select all your independent variable or predictor variables. Okay, so you can go with all, or you can keep what you need. So I'll go with all first. Okay, and I will not select all the customizations, whether I need to take the weightage of that, or you can convert in a log, all that. So I will not get into that. All right, so let's see the output. Right click on that tool. You can directly create the browse tool, or you can drag it and connect to each points. Okay, so I'm gonna run it. Yeah, one more thing. These all tools are designed. I'm talking about the only predictive tools are designed into R. Okay, and looks like something is wrong with this tool. So I think R let me run it. Let's see. Yeah, so all these tools are designed in R. Okay, so you can click on any tool. For example, let me click on linear regressions, and it's a macro. I was talking about you can build your own tool and deploy into the Alteryx folders. Okay, so these all tools are designed with sets of Alteryx tools plus R script, and that has become macro. So you can see over here when you click on it. Okay, so you can see here these all are Alteryx tool, joining, blah blah things are there into it. Okay, and somewhere you will see the R tool also being called. This is R script. So if you are good with R, you can customize it also, but you don't need to do that, because these tools are designed in so generalized way that any data, any model can fit into this. Okay, in case you are very good with the R and you would like to design it in your own way, okay, you can still customize it, or you can create your own from the scratch. Since you got here R and Python both, so it has connectivity to R and Python. So you can say here and start writing. Okay, since I haven't installed that part yet, but R, oh yeah, it's connected now. Yeah, so this is your notepad, so you can start writing. Okay, so that the first line will be always same, because this data comes from Alteryx, and you can use this data set and start writing your script over here. You can call any package over here. Okay, before that you have to install that package into it, and you can start writing. So yeah, it got a great connectivity with R and Python. So as I said, we have here limited models. If anything that is not there in this list, you can build your own and deploy it. Okay. So this model is completed. It ran perfectly. And you can see here the interactive report, what you got. This is your summary. Okay. So, but I'll not talk about this. I'll talk about this report. We got here two different type of report. And I'm sure if you are from R background or data science background, you are used to see this screen. Okay. So we can see here one significant variables. This is my R square, and this is my ANOVA analysis. So everything in the way we get in R, the same kind of report. The report, what I was talking about second, that called interactive report. Okay. It's loading. So it looks little visualized, more visualized, and you have here summary. House is not working properly. Yeah. So yeah, model performance. Then okay, regression diagnosis plots, and when you take your mouse over the lines, you will see the numbers. So that's your interactive. Interactive charts. Okay, so this is so quick to create a model. You can anytime you can include or exclude your model. So I included only 4 variables, and you could see in output more than 4. It has created automatically dummies, right? You don't need to create it. So from this ADS tense variables, it has created 4 or 5 dummies. Okay, so you don't need to handle your data; it will handle automatically. Okay, and this is your object. If you'd like to use this data for some other model, okay, then still you can use. So I would like to use this my model for stepwise. So let's see how can we create a stepwise from here. So stepwise, and again stepwise model. Let's see stepwise. I'll go with this default configurations. Let's see what we get. I'll edit at both. Yeah, so models actually takes a little more time to run it, since lots of iterations. Okay, this is stepwise. Okay, so you understand that stepwise automatically remove the insignificant, non-significant variables. Okay, so it's removed, and from the entire list, the entire variables, only these many variables came as significant. This is your R square. Okay, it's slightly better than linear. Oh, it's almost same. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't change much in R square, but it's let you know all the significant variables. Okay, we got it, and we are good with this. Okay, now in my model, what I had created, okay, we wanted to have the score predictions. Okay, let me take some questions from here. Okay, so it's not relevant to predictive part. It's relevant to is there any actually it's a question. Is there any sandbox or concept like DAO, test, and prod box? Yes, it is. Okay, so what developers follow the procedure. They will develop this workflow. It will go to the test environment. Okay, they will validate. It's not like typical your Java or your C.NET kind of environment. But yeah, you have developed an environment. It's software is going to be same, but your deployment going to be changed. So it will be first in test environment. It will be validated from there, and then it will be in prod environment. So those through environment to environment, your connection string, your input sources or your server's names will keep changing. So that we always maintain. If that is the case, we maintain in the files. Okay, so that calls dynamic connections. So we maintain into that. Just update your file, dev to prod to test, or test to prod, depends on your environment. It will automatically pick up that connection string and it will process your data. Okay. So another question is how to export output from Alteryx at other end. It exports to API or databases. Yes. So we have got connectivity to all the databases. Okay. We have got connectivity to all the APIs. Okay. So I will show that part once. Let me complete this model. Okay. All right, so these are the two models we built. One is linear, second is stepwise, and then you got a tool called Score. Okay, just drag it directly. It will give you the score based on that predictions. So Score tool is over here. Okay, connect to your object to object, and then connect to your final data, original data. Okay, you don't need to configure it. It's auto configure tool. Okay, where did I connect? Okay. So likewise, this model, let me show you here. So we will get score from this tool, and this is your score. Okay, score means your prediction. Okay, so that predictions from this was your actual 694, and this is your prediction. So error is used. We have also calculated error over here, score minus put away, and that's where your analytics comes, or your data scientist techniques comes. How can we minimize the error? So this is your error. Okay, so but model has predicted. It's again depends on the data. We cannot question this tool. It's all data. So this is the predictions what we get it, and this is the error. Okay. So quick to create any model. Let me see whether what we have that completed or not. Yeah, that's completed. And yeah, so this is score. Okay, from the data, and now we can use the same formula tool over there, and let me copy it. You can copy any tool and it can move it anywhere, and that will give you the predictions value plus actual plus error. All right. Okay, so hope you're clear with this. So easy to create a model. I think so. Yes. All right. So we got lots of tools over here. As I said, A/B testing, time series, clustering, many more. Okay. So now let me take a questions. Okay, and if you have any questions, keep writing into chat box. I will pick up from there. So let me pick up questions. Do we have Salesforce integrations? Yes, we do have. Okay, so let me show you the couple of connectors to you guys, and then I will pick up the few other questions. Okay, so let me see whether we have included all the connectors. Here's the connectors here. Okay, so very few are already there. You can directly download it. For example, Power BI is not there, Salesforce is not there, Twitter is not there, Facebook connector is not there. Those connectors are directly available either on Alteryx website, okay, or on their Salesforce website. Most probably, I guess you can download it from Alteryx website, Alteryx community, okay, and you can connect to that particular source. Okay, so we got here a couple of already connectors. Okay, using these connectors, you don't need to configure anything. Let's say Amazon download. Okay, and provide that informations, required informations, access key, token key, secret key, and some points, blah blah things, and that's it. So you don't need to design entire configurations part. It's whatever the mandatory parts that is mentioned over here. That is the only thing that you have to provide. Okay. The next question was on API. Let me open a new. Okay, for API we got a great connectivity. Okay, and I myself have seen lots of challenges working on APIs before. Okay, so API connectivity has so easy. Okay, that's a tool called download. It's not only for API. Okay, so I'm searching directly. You can see here I'm searching directly tools over here. If either you can directly go to that particular location. The download tool is available in developer tool. If you don't know, you can search over here, and you will not only see the download tool, you will also see the relevant document to that tool. Okay, so this tool has got connectivity to API. You can provide your API connections, header and footer, right? So if required many headers or many parameters, you can keep adding here. And if it is HTTP or if it is GET, POST, all that you can select here. If you have any query, you can select query. So we got here direct connectivity through this tool. And if required user ID password, you can use user ID password, or it is only based on token key. You can just add that token key over here. Okay. This guy is able to download a data from API in the format which you have selected. If it is JSON, then you got here JSON builder. Sorry, JSON parse, okay, which will convert your data in a tabular format. Okay, so you must have seen the JSON. Handling JSON is not that easy. Okay, and this guy will automatically convert everything in a tabular format. Okay, from there you can easily use your data. Okay, let me take the next questions. Are they chargeable? Very good question. Yes, the software is not free. It's chargeable. Okay, but I don't know whether it's so expensive or it's okay to use it. It costs you close to $5,000 with all these features. Okay, and I think it's good. Little expensive only for 1 year. It is 5,000. Yeah, but the functionalities what they provide, the tools what they provide is really good. Okay, and on top of that, you get very good support from Alteryx. Their community is very rich. If something is not available in that community, you can directly call them on their helpline. You can drop an email, or you can set up a meeting with them. They will come to your system, I mean screen sharing of course, and they will fix your problem. Okay, so that wise they are supporting wise, it's really good. Maybe because of that they are charging a little more, because the way they provide the supports. Okay, So yeah, it's chargeable. Okay. So any more questions? Any anything that pops up in your minds, and whether that is available or not? Yeah. So I know everything is available, but maybe in your mind you would like to check that. So I found this tool very interesting. I was also a coder, and I used to like writing code because we get a flexibility to write everything. The way would like to write, or the way you want to write code, you can write your code, and you can customize your output, all that. So initially, I thought, no, things are very limited between these tools. But when I got used to about it, and I got to know about all these tools, no, we can do everything what you can do in your programming tool, and 1,000 times faster than your programming tool. And you can use this workflow so easily. You can deploy it anywhere. You can share with anybody. Okay, anybody can run it from their Alteryx gallery, right? You don't need to. They don't need to have the Alteryx, right? You just deploy it in a cloud. From there, they can hit the run button, and they can get the output from that. So it's very that way. It's really good. Okay, and you can so there are maybe in your data problem you will see there are many things not available. For example, let's say, how can I read the files from a folder? Let's say I have hundreds of files in a folder, and how can I read in one go? I don't want to create 100 connections for the 100 file. And let's say those files are dynamic. Sometimes there will be 100, sometimes there will be 10 or 15. Keep changing, keep increasing or decreasing. You can create your own tool for that. That's called macro. Using macro, you can create a one batch macro, and you can uh, provide that folder locations. It will automatically read that all the files, and it will process and batch all those files. And the beauty of that, along with that processing, you can also keep transform that data as well. Okay, so you don't need to build a separate flow for that. In one tool itself, all the files from one source plus transformations plus the output what you require, all you can fit into one tool. Okay, that can become a macro. Likewise, these all are macros. Okay, and you just need to drag it and use it. That's called macro. Okay, so a few more questions.
Great. So I think we shall take the questions in the chat room. Meanwhile, please submit your feedbacks. As I have mentioned, it is very much useful for us for coming sessions. And also we are uploading the recording sessions in our LinkedIn account, which we have shared the link. Also, you can let us know which other webinars you would like to enroll for your interest areas.
Okay, so one last questions. Looking for the output sections. Can you a little bit elaborate these questions? Output section, what do you mean? Output sections means, are you talking about this one? So this is your output folder where you have the outputs and inputs. This is your output tool. So you'll have write to your data in all the files what supported by Alteryx. Okay, I had shown that this list. Again, you can write back to all the databases, all the sources, including APIs. Okay, Then you have the reporting writer, that's called render. You can write your reports in PDF, HTML, RTF, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You can create a very nice decks from here. Okay, you can send it to directly to the your stakeholders. You got here email tool. Okay, so yeah, that feature is there. For output, you have output tool, and for reporting, you have a reporting tool. You can directly publish through insights in your Alteryx gallery. So I was talking about Alteryx gallery and Alteryx server. I've been keep talking about that. So Alteryx gallery is something that is a cloud base, okay, where you can deploy your workflows or dashboards, okay, and your app. So we do have app also, app creations. It's not like a mobile app and all. It's something that you can create an interface for your workflow. So you will allow user to select your input, output, locations, your filter criteria, okay. So that interface will be provided to user. User can select all the filters, input, output, locations, whatever criteria that you would have mentioned in your workflow. Once the user hits on OK button, it will process your data, the data according to that criteria. So that's called app over here. Okay, so that is also there. That also you can deploy into the Alteryx gallery. Then you have Alteryx server that would be usually hosted in an organization environment where you can publish your workflow. You can schedule your workflow. Okay, so you can workflow directly schedule clicking on this button. Okay, it will automatically pop up, connect to your either gallery or a controller called server. So you can select that server and you can deploy it. You'll have options to schedule weekly, monthly, daily, right? So that is also there. Let me take one more questions. Will you please show how output from Alteryx to external ends and expose as API? Okay, so I don't have right now any API connections. Okay, so the question is how to use API and how it's exposed in Alteryx. Okay, external to external data. Okay, so as I said, there is a tool called download. Using that download tool, you can connect to your API. Definitely, you'll have the API link. Okay, connect to that. Provide required parameters to that API, including your credentials if it is required, token key if it is required. Okay, you can connect to that. Then there is a tool called JSON parse. If it is the data, it's in JSON format, then JSON parse. If data is in XML, then you have the XML parse. If what else do we XML, JSON, a text, flat data, then of course you have the text tool. You can always transform the data from there. Okay, and while pulling data, you might need to use get, or while posting data, you can use post from download tool. You can directly also dump into the APIs as well. So that is possible, and it's a very fairly easy also. It's not that complex that you keep. Okay. Any other questions that? Yeah, so in Alteryx, there are so many things. Of course, cannot be discussed in 1 hour sessions. If I discuss on all the tools, it's required minimum 40 hours, or maybe more than that also. Okay, so yeah, of course, Ganguly would be sharing a link where you can register yourself, you can express yourself, whether you are interested for it or not.
Okay, great. So yes, we would be having a couple of sessions, which is more deep dive sessions on Alteryx as well. That would be in the month of July, last week, tentatively. Again, online as well as classroom sessions. So with Kumar, obviously. So those who would be interested, please you can express your names on the details so that we can later on try to contact, and probably we can share you the TOC and other details.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I think with that note, we can wind up today's session as well as our Happy Learning Week June sessions. So thank you so much. I see a lot of participants were there from the day one, and they have till today's session also they were there. So we really thank you. We actually, without your support, it would not be possible that entire week which we have conducted. Also, we really thanked the faculties who have taken sessions. And thanks, Arun, particularly for taking time out. I understand it's a Saturday, week off, weekends, and still you have managed to take time out for this session. So thank you so much with that note. Okay, thanks, Anirban. Anirban have mentioned session is very impressive. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arun, again for doing
Thank you
this.
so much. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, nice to have you guys. Yeah, see you soon.
Yes, yes, we would be looking forward for more sessions. July is something we are planning it off. We will be circulate to your LND folks with our agenda and other details. Right? Great. Yes,
Thank
same.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye. So, yes, okay. We're winding.
Yeah, we are still there. Ganguly, would like to say
No
anything?
problem. We'll take it offline. So probably you can log out.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, bye bye.